Hello, welcome again to Aquaponics in Arizona. Give you a little update. Things are warming up and everything is going well. I put a shade screen. I fixed that shade screen down so that even when the wind picks up, it won't blow over. As the plants mature and get taller, especially the tomato plants and climbing vine plants, I'll remove that screen and put a bigger one up over the top and use that structure as a lattice for the climbing plants. But this is pretty much how it's all laid out. I thought in this video what I would do is answer some questions. First of all, thanks for everyone who's subscribing. I certainly appreciate it. I hope these videos are informative and you're getting something out of them. One of the questions I've got recently was about the bell siphon and how I elected to have a couple inches of water left in the bottom of the tank at all time. The reason I do that is so that there's always moisture in the tank. Especially in Arizona, you get such evaporation that if the water system quit or whatever, and for whatever reason that tank happened to have drained and the pump shut off for whatever reason, that it would still have water in the tank for the roots to sit in. It also allows the root systems to go down to the bottom and seek more water if that were to happen. Secondly, the water, even though there's 2 inches left in, is not going to be the same water every cycle. As it mixes with the other water, it continues to flush through and cycle out. So it's not a big issue that you got water left in. It also keeps the sediments down on the bottom. It doesn't circulate the sediments through the system, so my water stays clean. That's probably the biggest reasons why I do that. I'm not saying that it's one or the other, it just works for me and that's what I do. Another question that I had come up was about beet plants, that they thought that you couldn't do any beet plants. Well, I've got onions here. These are green onions, so kind of like what you would chop up for chives, but these back here are yellow and red onions. This is a red onion and these are yellow onions, and they were just planted from bulbs. The carrots here, you can see that they're doing well. I haven't pulled any of them out, excuse me, but you can see that there's the carrot sticking up under there. So they seem to be doing well. The other beet plant I have to try is a potato, and I stuck a potato down in there. I just left the top exposed, but you can see how it's starting to grow up here, here, and here into the plant itself. And yeah, it's wet. You can see that it's wet, but it's not mushy, and this is kind of just an experiment to see how this is going to work. But these plants here, and right here, and right here, and over here, those were all just plants that I just dumped seeds in. I just sprinkled the seeds right in the top. I didn't bury them, I just sprinkle them in and then let gravity take it down to the level that it wants. And then the moisture that comes up about an inch below, so you can see where the moisture starts, that germinates the plant. And the only seed that I haven't had come up is right back here. That's not a bell pepper plant. I actually have tried to put in some habanero, and those seeds have yet to come up. So I don't know if maybe those just don't want to for that particular variety, or if they were bad seeds, or what the deal is. But everything else I've put in here pretty much has been from seed, and you just sprinkle it in and up it comes in about a week or so. I planted some marigolds in here. Some say they're good, some say they don't do anything, but they add a little color, and if it keeps some bad stuff out and good stuff in, then I'm all for it. This mint has taken off and is just going crazy. In fact, I'm going to have to trim that back. This is Italian parsley that I've had to trim back because it's just going crazy. This is my pepper bucket. So these are sweet banana peppers. These are peppers that I trimmed back, and I probably trimmed them too low to the soil. So I would recommend in the future, when you're going to trim them back after the winter, trim them down, but leave them up 3 or 4 inches so that they have something to grow off of, kind of like that. A couple of them I trimmed right to the base down here, and they never came back, so I had to pull them out. So always leave probably 4 inches above grade for anything you're going to prune back to nothing after a winter freeze, and that seems to work. This was cut pretty low. You can see the higher you cut them, the better it's going to be, and I've already got peppers growing on that. So the bees have found their way into the system, and they're doing their thing. And these tomato plants have doubled in size at least since the last video I posted. And these are other varieties of tomatoes that I have planted as well. The red cabbage, we've started harvesting the cabbage. So I've taken about 3 heads of cabbage out, and we've eaten them. And then you can see the Swiss chard. Swiss chard lasts for 2 years. So I didn't know that at the time, and when I planted them I thought, well, I'll plant a bunch of these. Well, these things last for 2 years, and you come out and you can almost not eat enough. So I'm starting to hand some out to the neighbors. And you just cut them off. You cut the stem out of the leaf, chop the stem up like celery, and then saute it in a little olive oil and salt and pepper and garlic, and then cut the leaf up as well, and it's very, very good and very nutritional. I don't have much else to say other than the system's doing what it's supposed to be doing. This is a spinach that I planted, and it's struggling, but this spinach one seems to be doing well. And then I've got more back here, and it's just going crazy. So everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Here's another where I dropped a seed in, and you can see that's lettuce coming up. So regardless of what I throw in, with the exception of the habanero plant, from seed, everything has worked. And I'm learning just like you guys are, so I'm running my own little experiments. And what I'm trying to do is run the agriculture side of it before I start working the fish side of it. I like to try to learn one thing before I learn another. So I still don't have any fish. My neighbor behind me has about 1,000 tilapia in a swimming pool, and so whenever I'm ready to incorporate the fish, I'm just going to go get a few hundred from him. So I don't worry about that. I would much rather make sure that this system is stabilized and doing exactly what I want, and learn the agriculture side of it before I start incorporating the livestock, so to speak. Anyway, I hope this is informative. I hope I've answered a couple questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to post them, and I'll try to answer them in another video or online. Thanks again, and happy aquaponics.